almost time to gather and share your weekly recaps. Gather and share your takes. We've always got you covered with comics, TV shows, movies, and all the bullshit. Oh boy, do we love that last one. Ready to gather? It's time for the Gathering of the Geeks. Without further ado, here are your hosts.
We are Gathering of the Geeks, podcast and a YouTube show built around the things we as geeks all love. Hashtag we gather on Sundays. Thank you for checking out the one with memories of trailers only. I am one of your hosts, Emmet, and I'm joined by the Ted Lasso of my coach Beard, Chris Evans. Chris, how you doing tonight?
I am doing super. How are you doing?
Good. You're feeling a little frisky off the start there.
Well, I forgot to set our background, and now I'm reminded we have so many cool new ones.
Yeah, they're
and these are labeled new, but I don't know if they are new.
Oh,
like this one reminds me of the Care Bears.
I don't remember seeing that one last time.
I don't know. I feel like we're like Care Bears right now. I kind of like that. What would
like
your Care Bear thing be?
No, I don't know. Jeez, that's a good question.
I kind of picture yours as a beer mug.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. I think that makes sense. Yeah, that tracks.
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah. What would you have?
I don't know. I'm not really sure. I have to think about that.
It's like you're Texas. I only think of like Texas stuff, but
and I'm not really.
Like you're not like the staple Texan guy.
Like I'm not gonna have like a cowboy hat or Spurs or something.
Exactly. Yeah.
Although I could just be ironic, I suppose. That's the phrase.
It could be Batman's head with a cowboy hat on.
Oh, okay. Yeah, maybe. Mm-hmm. Maybe we could do that. I don't know, or like some kind of fang thing.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, just the fangs. Yeah,
something like that.
Vampire Care Bear.
Yeah, we could do that. I don't know. There's options. Hey, Phil.
There are options. That's a good.
We'll have to revisit this Care Bear discussion.
Yeah, that's right. When we see if we get any more.
Is it Valentine's Day? Is that
Valentine's Day? That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. I think these are more hearts. Yeah.
There we go. So they update it. That's interesting.
This reminds me of Trolls.
And
I don't think I'd be a cool troll.
I don't have enough hair to be. Well, I guess they're. A lot of the trolls have less hair, so maybe it is it's up my alley.
I don't know. I know the movie, and they're all just kind of like they look like the little dolls.
Singing and dancing fools.
They do sing and dance like fools. They love it though.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The kids love it. I kind of like it too.
Yeah, I remember my daughter liked it feels like how many is there now? 3 or 4?
I think there's 4. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I've only seen 2.
Yeah.
My kid was pretty into the first one.
Mm-hmm. And it's kind of trolled off by then.
Yeah, we a lot of trolls in the house at that point.
Yeah. Did you have the trolls when you were growing up too?
I didn't like the trolls when I was growing up.
Mm-hmm.
I was pretty much not singular, but action figures. So any like a Ninja Turtle thing or Masters of the Universe, anything Batman, of course, Ghostbusters. Mm-hmm. That was my wheelhouse. Also love my Shadow action figure.
Yeah, so no troll in your Care Bear chest then.
No, and I didn't have. Did they have Care Bear toys? Do they have Care Bear toys? I think they do now.
I feel like I might have had one. I can't remember if there was a blue one.
Yeah, there's a blue one.
Yeah, I think I might have had that one when I was a little feller.
A wee fella.
That one is. Just the old wee fella.
Before the beer can logo.
Yeah, that's right.
I
turned into a raging alcoholic.
That's your superpower.
That's right. Hey, that's right.
Like the Hulk gets mad and green. You just
get drunk.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's a good one, though.
All right, Gathering of the Geeks. It's available on YouTube.
Oh, yeah, we got a show.
Podcasts. Hey, man, this is the show. All you have to do, folks, is search for Gathering of the Geeks, and you will find us right there. Chris, we took 2 weeks off. You want to talk about what you got up to? I'll preface to say that I didn't read a single comic book in 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, not a single one. So I'll leave it to you to talk about what you read.
Oh, well then.
Yep. First.
I'm surprised. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you read more than I do normally?
Yes.
I won this week or these 2 weeks.
You win this round, sir.
I win. I read kind of like a random collection of stuff. I read a little bit. I've been really into Marvel these last 2 weeks.
That's I think that's the idea.
Yeah, I have gone down.
The trailers get you excited.
Well, not just that. With Cap coming this coming week, I wanted to revisit some. But I've been heavily into Marvel, so I read a couple random Marvel things, like some more of the Hickman Fantastic Four, which I mentioned it before. It's astounding how kind of new user friendly it is compared to his X-Men and anything else I've read by him.
I was going to say anything he's ever done before.
Anything. Everything else he's written is like, it's like reading a chapter of the encyclopedia on God knows what that you didn't ask about. But this Fantastic Four is surprisingly straightforward, even though it's dealing with the Council of Reeds and there's all these Reed Richards. Right. It's fine. Like, you just kind of get it, and he just goes on. There's no 10-page spread where you have to read these prose pieces that explain what it is. So that's cool. I really enjoy that so far. And then, last year I started in anticipation for Kraven the Hunter, the movie. I said, well, I want to see what's the point of Kraven? What is so important? Because I'd only seen him in the video games, of course, and the animated series. So that was my Kraven knowledge. So like, okay, I'm going to read Kraven's Last Hunt because I hear this is like the end-all be-all of Spider-Man stories.
Yeah, that's the one, right?
It doesn't end.
Oh.
So I started last year. I was like, okay, this is cool. I'll finish it at some point. I was like, and then the other night I was like, okay, well, maybe since I watched him, maybe I should finish that last issue. So I read it and I'm like, wait a minute, there's more of this? It's still not over? The villain is defeated and it's still going?
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a 6-issue arc, and it's so bizarre because it's not what I thought it was. Like, I thought it was Spider-Man versus Kraven. That's not really what it is.
Oh.
It's Kraven kind of going ballistic for 5 issues so far, and he's nuts. Like, I knew Kraven wasn't all there because he's a villain, of course, so they're going to make him kind of nutty. But this is like a whole, just a different beast, you could say. And him wearing the Spider-Man suit was interesting. It's kind of like a Hugo Strange wearing the bat suit sort of thing, but a little bit more intense. And then there's this like no-name villain I had never heard of before, who's kind of like he looks like Marvel's answer to Killer Croc, but he's a rat.
Jesus.
Yeah, but it's the same concept. Lives in the sewer, can be sympathetic, but also wants to tear you apart. Wears jeans like a werewolf.
I get it.
So it was kind of it's been a weird experience, but it doesn't end. I still have the one issue to finish now, and I will later. But Kraven's out of the picture already. Now it's just Spider-Man and the rat guy. I think his name was Vermin or something.
This is all collected in one.
No, because Marvel Unlimited is the way it is. You have to read it issue by issue.
Okay.
And Marvel Unlimited does not make it easy for you to use your subscription.
No, that's annoying.
I tried to use it on my computer as hard as I could, and I could not. It would not allow me to search things and just read comics.
That's frustrating.
And then I tried it on the iPad. The iPad doesn't have enough space because I haven't cleared it out, so I couldn't update the damn app. So I ended up reading on my phone.
No.
Yeah, I had to default to the phone. But yeah, I kind of don't get the fuss. Like, it's a good book, but I don't get the importance of it. Like, this is the end all be all. You have to read Kraven's Last Hunt. That I don't get. I think out of the Spider-Man things I've read so far, and I might break our friend Nico's heart with this.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I think Spider-Man Blue is my favorite Spider-Man thing I've read so far.
I love that. I love Spider-Man Blue.
Yeah, Spider-Man Blue to me is immaculate. This is good, just not on that level.
Mm-hmm.
And after I finish this, I'm just gonna pick up Ultimate Spider-Man and read that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
So those are my random Marvel reads. Surprisingly, there's no X-Men mixed in there.
Yeah, that is surprising.
I feel like I get enough X-Men anyway. So, I mean, I generally watch, read, or play something X-Men related often. Like even in Midnight Suns, I'm itching to get to the Wolverine stuff.
Yeah, both of them are. Three of them are. Has a second issue of the Ultimate Wolverine come out yet?
No, I think it is next week.
Hmm.
I think, not positive, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. The mainline Wolverine book I think had a new issue this week as well, but I'm a little bit behind. Nico is crying out in terror. Yeah, he might be. I don't know.
It's like his spidey senses just go off anytime somebody besmirches Spider-Man or a good Spider-Man book. He just kind of gets a tingle on the back of his neck.
He feels it.
That's right.
I don't blame him though. I get it. And I'm not saying Craven was bad, by the way. Just not like one of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, that's
Also,
fair.
I just realized I can't highlight comments because they're already on screen. I was trying to do that, and I realized everybody sees
I
that.
thought you could do that.
You can if you have the tab open for the chat.
Oh yes, I was just about to do that. Okay.
Yeah, but with them on the screen already, they could already see it. So
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're rock
We're
solid.
getting used to this. On the other side of things, I read Two-Face #3, and
that came out.
yeah, it came out. That's what I was hoping you read because it's so good.
Damn it.
I really like. This is a good book. For a
Mhm.
book that I was like, why does this? Who is Gamora? What is Gamora? This is good.
Yeah.
It does some fun stuff. It does have a twist. I think I probably should have saw coming, but I was too enamored with it to really pay attention to. Hey, maybe that's what's happening. But yeah, it's pretty good. I really like the art in it. I think the art's very cool.
The cover is pretty wild with that.
Oh, with Baby Doll. Yeah,
that looks like fun.
it is, and it's cool that they are using such an obscure character because not a lot of people know who
Yeah.
Baby Doll is. To be frank, I didn't really remember Baby Doll either.
Yeah, one episode of the animated series. That's what I remember.
Right. I think this is her comic book debut. I think.
Oh, was she an animated show one? Just like Harley Quinn was kind of created.
I think
over there
so.
too?
I don't remember hearing about Baby Doll before or after, so I think so.
Okay. Interesting.
And I doubt we'll see much of her anyway because it's a strange character to use.
Mhm.
Although I wouldn't mind seeing her paired with somebody like a Mad Hatter type thing.
Right.
Or, but anyway, the issue kind of focuses on Two-Face. I wouldn't say versus her, but she's a focus.
Mm-hmm.
And it does some fun stuff. There's also a lot of the mental gymnastics in Harvey's head, which I really enjoy. That's a cool thing.
Yes, that's been my favorite stuff so far.
Yeah, the idea that Two-Face is just running free in Harvey's head is amazing. I love it.
Poor Harvey.
He deserves it, bastard. But I love the care that they're putting to this character. You know, to see one of my favorite characters get such a spotlight when he really doesn't get it that often when it's good. Because they use him and stuff, but he's like Tommy Lee Jones arguing with himself a lot of it.
Yes.
So it's nice to see this. And again, the art is beautiful, and it's just good to see. So I read that. I don't think I read anything else DC. I read another issue of the Ninja Turtles because I was behind. I finally read the Donnie issue.
Okay. Oh God, yeah.
And you know what?
I was waiting for you to read this one.
Yeah, I think Jason Aaron and Daniel Warren Jr.
Johnson.
Daniel Warren Johnson. Who's Daniel Warren Jr.? Did I make that up? Okay. Well, Daniel Warren Johnson.
Old Junior.
Well, they need to get together and write some kind of depressing book together.
Yeah. I could do a sad Ninja Turtles book.
Well, we just had that. But I'm talking about make this new character, this new whole universe of sad characters where everybody is miserable and it's in like a town where all the tissues are gone so nobody can cry.
Just constant.
And the idea is to stop the overlord hoarding all the tissues so they could cry again. It was actually a really good issue though.
Yeah.
It's so sad.
Yep.
And like Donnie talking to himself and stuff, like whoa. Also the thin limbs, and it was
Yeah,
weird.
it had all of the things of like not wanting to like turn a page and like, oh, that's harsh, and that's, oh, the next thing is harsh, and then the next thing that happens is harsh. It's like it just doesn't end for Donnie until they all show up at the end. But it's like, oh
But
man,
does it?
yeah,
I mean, it's a few issues back. We could talk about it. Donnie
yeah,
has, I believe, a dead rat on his shoulder
yes,
with a ninja star stuck in it,
yes.
and he believes it's the spirit of Master Splinter.
Mhm.
It reminds me of that Saturday Night Live skit where they thought the creature was with them. I forgot what it was called. It was
Hmm.
really popular at one point. But also the idea of a mutant fight club or whatever that
Yeah,
was pretty
the
dark.
zoo or whatever they're in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was a safari. That was a dark concept.
Hmm.
But I loved that Donnie was still Donnie and tried to defend the other. It kind of gave me Guardians of the Galaxy 3 vibes.
Yeah, I love when he's going out there and he's sacrificing himself so the other mutants or whatever get a break. Like just seeing that hero Donnie when he's like literally the worst possible Donnie that there could be. It was just so cool to see. Because
Yeah,
like for me, I never thought about Donnie as that way, as the big strong like leader putting himself out in front of
no,
people. Like, and it's cool to see him in that way here.
I didn't know he could do that.
Yeah.
So that was cool.
Hmm.
I like that a lot. I think this might be. I don't want to say it's the best issue, but it's definitely going to be top echelon when we talk the first arc.
I think so. It's one of my favorites, and it'll be interesting when you read the other ones. And it's something I didn't think about until now. I haven't read 6 yet, but reading the issue that comes after it is there's not a lot of Ninja Turtles in it.
I
So
I started flipping through. Yeah,
yeah, so it'll be interesting to see where that like how this character heals. I guess I'm kind of hoping like he's not just himself in the next issue. Like there has to be some kind of repercussions for what just happened to him. So it'll be interesting to see how they play that going forward. And then the other thing, you can't have like Donnie talking to a dead rat for the rest of the arc and the rest of the Ninja Turtles. So
I don't know. I kind of like it.
he's one of the characters where he had the most happen to him out of the four, where he's like the most like the shell of a character or the shell of Donnie. It'll just be interesting how they carry that forward in the story.
But I kind of wish we like. So they reference it that they went through time and stuff. I kind of wish they had some type of recap so we could understand that. And
Yeah.
also, he did you get the reference, or I don't know if you remember? He says he has an artificial shell.
I don't remember.
So I remember hearing in another series of Ninja Turtles, and I guess they do connect now. They've confirmed it, where Donnie
Mm,
gets killed. I don't know if you remember. This was a huge deal a few years ago.
no.
Okay, from what I remember, Bebop and Rocksteady viciously murdered Donnie.
Jesus.
Yeah, it is a really big deal. I'm wondering if they rip off his shell and he makes a new one or something. I don't know.
That'd be interesting.
Either way, sad turtles, but I like it. This is good turtles.
Yeah.
This isn't like Daniel Warren Johnson where I'm like, I don't even want to read this. I'm still
Yeah,
in.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah, I'm
That's
still
good.
here. I got to read the next two though. I'm really curious about
Mhm.
that new character they introduce because I was waiting to see like Shredder behind all this, but it's not
Yeah.
Shredder.
No.
It's kind of like evil Harvey Dent or something.
Yeah. A politician type of deal. Yeah.
Yeah, Mayor Dent, I suppose.
Yeah.
Um, and then lastly, I read a book I was also hoping you would read because I wanted to know what you thought about it called
Mm,
Kill Train.
right.
What do you know about Kill Train?
Nothing. I know that's the name of the book is Kill Train, and there was another book released the same week called Blood Train. That's kind
Correct.
of my extent of knowing about the train books.
So I got them confused. I meant
Yeah.
to read Blood Train,
Okay.
but I read Kill Train.
Kill Train. Okay.
Right. I meant to read the other one. Two
Okay.
trains don't make a right. But yeah, no, Kill Train is actually really good. I'm kind of this was a
Yeah.
good mistake. The premise for it is wild. So there's an overpopulation issue going on in the city, and they and the subway runs, of course, through New York City. It's a very popular form of transit there.
Yes.
At any given time, they will pick a random train and set a killer loose on the train to annihilate everybody on there in order to fix the population issue.
I get you.
It is insane.
Sounds fun.
It's something. It's very interesting. So it starts
Okay.
out and you don't know what's going on, of course, like most things, and
Mhm.
it eases you into learning who the main character is, and you kind of get a feel for who she is and what she's doing,
Mhm.
and you learn more about the killing trains as it goes on. But it is a wild idea.
Kill train.
Yeah, I didn't think it would literally mean kill train.
Very very on the nose.
And as I was reading, I was thinking, man, wasn't this called Blood Train? I remember this
Makes
being
sense,
different. Um, so there's the two, but yeah, read Kill Train when you get a chance.
Yeah, I will for sure. Kill train. Got it.
I don't remember the writer, which also threw me off because I remember Blood Train had a writer I was interested in. I was like, I thought I was having like a Mandela effect moment.
Yeah, that's right. The blood train never existed. It
Yeah,
was only the kill train.
it's always been the Kill Train.
Yeah, that's right.
The Penguin never had a monocle. It was
Yeah,
always just a broken bottle in his eye.
that's right.
Who knows?
Yeah, I know Blood Train was with Image Comics and Kill Train is Mad
Mad
Cave
Cave.
Studios.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Big difference, folks.
Yeah, for sure.
But they're both
Are you
on
gonna,
trains.
are you gonna try and read Blood Train too, or are you
After I
just
watch Snakes on a Plane, yeah.
yeah? Stick to one train at a time.
No, I'll check it out. I wanted to. I just, like I said, I got them confused, but I'll check it out.
No problem. That's funny.
Same week, trains. Come on, no.
That's like having two Batman comics in a week and just like what the hell.
Which one did I
It's
read? I
like,
don't know.
yeah, it's hard to tell these days.
The one with Bruce Wayne.
You would think so.
Yeah, it depends what you're in, I guess. That's what I read. What did you watch since you didn't read anything? Did you watch anything?
Yeah, sorry. Well, you that was good. You had more than enough for the both of us, apparently.
Surprised I read a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. One thing I want to start off with is the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Have you watched all of them so far?
No, I've watched, I think, 4 of them.
Hmm.
I think I have 2 left.
Yeah, there's 5 out, so you only got one more.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so me and my son started watching it. We watched it when the 2 came out,
Mhm.
and then we watched 3 today. I love the show. I think it's a lot of fun. I like the animation. I like the action. I like the storytelling. I like the how this feels like what do you call it? A different world, different universe, but
Like an
like
alternate take.
yeah, alternate take. So I like that idea. I really like this Peter. I like Peter. I like Peter's friends, Nico and what's his name?
Ooh.
Um,
Oh,
Lance
Lonnie.
or Lonnie, who's getting mixed up into some bad stuff. So I
Like
like
you do.
yeah. So exactly, I like the high school stuff. I like a lot of it. I like the differing. I don't even mind the suits that we're seeing so far. Like there's funny stuff. Have you got to that episode with all the suits?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Okay, so
That
there's
must be the 5th one.
yeah.
'Cause I've seen the thumbnail has the white suit.
Yeah, and there's him trying on some other suits,
Oh, okay, cool.
trying to figure out the Spider-Man and all that kind of stuff. So I really like the show. I like that it's even in the last episode there's like very light swearing. There's some blood as well. So like it feels kiddie in a way, but then it's also pretty serious and tackles some pretty heavy themes.
Hmm.
Particularly with Lonnie and his gang and his brother and all that kind of stuff. So a really interesting thing happened when we were watching it with my son. My son knows Norman Osborn as Willem Dafoe,
Okay.
as a white guy.
Hmm.
Everything that he's seen him in Spider-Man 1 and 2, the video game. So when Norman Osborn came up and he was black, my son is only 9 years old. So he did this thing where he said, "I don't like this, Dad." And I asked him, "Well, why don't you like it?" He's like, "Well, that's not Norman Osborn." I'm like, well, what do you mean? He's like, well, he's brown. I'm like, well, you're right, but is he have a son named Harry Osborn? And he's like, yeah. It's like, does he talk like Norman Osborn? Yeah. Like, so I had to go through this thing with my son. This is the first time it's ever happened because, like we watch, X-Men was pretty much the same. They didn't change any characters or anything like that. Every character was pretty much the same from 1997 as they were now.
Yeah.
We didn't watch Caped Crusader, but I would assume if he'd kind of go to the same way, seeing a character that he knows and seeing them different.
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of the first times in everything that we've watched where he's seen something very different than what he's used to. And like people freak out online when, they make these small changes, whether it's a color change or a sex change or anything like that. So teaching my son who's 9 years old, and after I told him that he's basically the same character as you still know, he's still Norman Osborn. He's still going to eventually be a bad guy. He may seem like he's a nice guy right now, but he's going to turn into, some kind of Green Goblin or anything like that. So it was just kind of a different learning test for my 9-year-old son, seeing something different that he's used to, and me teaching him that it's not the end of the world, that they do these things. You don't have to not like it. And because that was his first response, was that I don't like it. Just because it wasn't what he's used to. So I appreciate that the show for a teaching moment between father and son, and then a good Spider-Man cartoon show that we can watch, that he wants to watch, that we're both interested in. It's got a great runtime, just over 30 minutes.
Yeah.
You don't have to get too invested in it, but there's a lot that happens in each episode. We're having a great time with it. And like, I didn't watch any trailers when it came out, so I don't think I really knew much about it until my son was scrolling on Disney Plus and kind of saw it there and we watched it. So yeah, having a great time with Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I think you are too.
Yeah, I really like it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I had watched one of the trailers. I don't remember which one, and I liked the trailer. I wasn't over the moon with some of the designs of the characters. Like I didn't love the way Harry looked. I didn't realize that was even Harry.
Sure.
I didn't care for the Spidey suit, which has now grown on me. Actually, I kind of like it now. But yeah, I liked what I saw. Just some of it was like sticking points for me. Having watched it, I am very impressed with pretty much everything.
Yeah.
I think they have a stellar voice cast. I really like the way the animation looks. I think that the way they're navigating this, where it does have like things happen sort of the way they did in the MCU. Like you take him, find the DVD player, seeing the car, going upstairs. That is straight out of Civil War, basically, which is really cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was fun. I do like his friends. Nico is especially interesting to me. I just learned who this character is from Midnight Suns.
Oh, okay.
Nico is a very big character in the Midnight Suns, and I guess she's just one of the spookier Marvel characters.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to do that, but I'm ready if they do, because I like the adult spooky version of her. Or I guess she's still young in the game, but either way. Nico goes on to be part of the Runaways, if you've heard that group before.
I've heard that name before, yes.
Yes, Nico is part of the Runaways. So I like seeing her there. I like the flip with Norman Osborn. At first, I didn't think I was going to. That's one of the things in the trailer. I was like, But in the show, I think it works really well. And the fact that it's Coleman Domingo makes it even better for me.
Oh, is that who that is? Nice.
Yeah, it's Coleman Domingo. He's badass at anything.
Yeah, he is.
So that kind of makes me wonder, are they going to do Goblin with him? Because I can't wait to hear his Goblin voice if they do.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to, though. I kind of like Nice Guy Norman. Like when they're at dinner and he's like, whatever you want, or whatever it was.
Yeah,
that's cool. So yeah, okay, I like Nice Guy Norman. This is neat. I really don't have a complaint on the show. I didn't love the two, like the villain that was a couple.
Oh, the electric ones or whatever.
Yeah, I didn't love them, but I liked the scenario. I liked Peter fighting them, the way he did it. Norman helping him, that was all cool. But that'd be the only nitpick I think I have on the show. I also really appreciate the episode length.
Yeah.
them being, I think, a solid 30 minutes is nice. Because like I watched Castlevania, they're barely 20 minutes. I
Oh,
watched
really?
X-Men, yeah, they're not really long. Cape
Mm-hmm.
Crusader was the same way. They're barely 20 minutes. I think
Mm-hmm.
22 minutes actually.
Mm-hmm.
This gets a lot done, and they feel like more complete experiences for an episode. So,
Mm-hmm.
I'm really really liking this show.
Do you know what day this comes out on?
I think Wednesdays.
And what? How do you feel about the release schedule? Release 2 and then release 3. It's a
Odd,
little different. Yeah, very
odd. I
strange.
I wonder why. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
how many episodes there are total, but it feels like they're rushing to get it out for some reason.
Mm,
Maybe they thought it wasn't going to do well, but I think it is. People seem to like it.
I hope so.
Yeah, I hope so too. It's a cool story, and
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, I think you might agree with this. We have so many standard Spider-Man stories.
Yep.
Like, you can try something different. You got
Yep.
other stuff to fall back on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's in a cool position where that's the case. If someone doesn't like this, well, you do have the MCU movies, or you could watch Spectacular. You can watch the '90s one. Like I rewatched the '90s one after this. I
Yeah.
watched the opening episode, which was a lizard episode,
Yep.
and geez, that animation is rough.
I know. It's so funny when we were talking about that when we were talking about X-Men '97. Like as a
Yeah.
kid, you don't care, but you go back and
No,
watch it. It's just like, holy cow!
what was I on?
Yeah. You hopped up on Pop Tarts, man.
This was the best thing ever. This is cutting edge. You look at it, I was like, what is this crap?
Yeah. Well,
By the way,
it's funny that they do those things all the time. Those video game comparisons.
mhm.
As you were a kid, like I've seen a lot with them wrestling now.
Yes.
Wrestling games. It's like, oh, look at this! It's so realistic.
I remember like SmackDown 1 was the end all. This is amazing. We have
Can't
hit
get any
peak,
better than
boys.
this.
We have hit the peak.
That's right.
And now you look at like 2K25, like, oh no, we have not.
Yeah. So funny.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Well, I'll take or I'll steal Nico from Vigilante 1939. He mentioned this, like as different as this Spider-Man feels and his looks and all that kind of stuff. He said it feels like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like this Peter Parker, he talks, he feels, he does things just like Spider-Man. And I think for somebody like Nico, who's like a true blue Spider-Man fan, he was like most of us who had seen the trailer. I think, you see something, oh, that's a little bit different, but then you get into the show, and it's just Spider-Man. Like that's Peter Parker. No matter who what the characters look like, what his suit
Mhm.
looks like, he's just Spider-Man. just keep it simple.
And something interesting that I've seen online, and I did not expect this one. People are saying they prefer this Peter Parker over Holland Peter Parker. Oh, really?
Yes,
You like him better?
100%.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool. What do you like better about him?
Well, first of all, I hate Tom Holland. That's one
Okay.
of the first things.
That's a big one.
And as goofy as he is in the show, he doesn't feel as stupid as the Peter as Tom Holland's. I
Okay.
find that the Tom Holland character, he doesn't act smart. He doesn't sound smart when he speaks. But I feel like this one, maybe it's because they got him into the that program with all the other smart kids, and
Mhm.
like he does stumble. I'm not sure if we were at that episode yet, but he has to give a presentation, and he's kind of got the dorkiness to him. But it's maybe it's as simple as I think he's smarter. He sounds smarter, but he's also just less annoying in some way. I don't know if his quips and like there's an episode that I just watched where he's fighting a villain. It's like a jailbreaker or whatever, and this like the quips and the Spider-Man jokes and all that kind of stuff just kind of land better. So I don't know if it's the writing mixed in with the Tom Holland voice that we don't have, and this one also looks like a kid. Tom Holland's getting pretty old. He's not no kid no more. Like he's still in high school, and one of them that I've seen, I can't remember, like No Way Home or not.
Yeah,
No, what's the one behind No Way Home? Is he still in high school in No Way Home?
No, he's been out of high school for a while, I think.
Okay, so whichever one.
Or no, because Far From Home, he was still in high school.
Yeah, far from home when he goes on the school trip. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
he was still in high. So I think No Way Home, he's out of high. Yeah, no, well, no, actually, he's just graduated because they're trying to get to college. So yeah, they're still trying to make him like 18, 17.
Right. So yeah, and something about this upstart Spider-Man I also appreciate. Like I would spend a little more time with, kind of the learning his way, and just something about more kid things, and he's doing more kids things, like he's going to the movies with his friends, going to that kind of thing. So it's a couple of different things. Not liking Tom Holland and just thinking the writing's a little bit better in the show than what he's got in the movies, maybe.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I don't know where I found. I have a hard time calling like an animated version the better one. That's just me though. Like even when we talk about like Batman the Animated Series, people say Hamill's the best Joker. Like for
Right.
animation, sure.
Yeah.
Kevin Conroy, sure for animation.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say he's better than. Well, I'd say he's better than Clooney, but that's a different. But no, I see the points of the and I think you laid it out pretty well. I can understand that. He does feel a bit more kind of like I don't want to say standard Peter Parker, but
Yeah.
The
like
Holland one, Holland's more MCU's Peter Parker.
I agree with that 100%.
And now that you mention, he does feel dumber.
Yeah.
He does a little bit.
It's more like the oaf, like a clumsy kind of oaf, than this one.
I do think No Way Home he did better No Way Home though, I think.
Yeah. Like then one of the things I think about him being like in just a stupid character, but like when May walks in on him in one of the movies and he's got his shirt off or whatever, I forget which one that one is, and he's like hiding himself. I'm like, this is a stupid kind of weird Peter Parker. Like I like the kid, like he's still a kid, Peter Parker. Like it's not a sexualized kind of Tom Holland with his shirt off.
You don't like sexy Spidey?
No sexy Spidey.
Phil says Adam West is better than Clooney. I would agree with that, actually. Adam West really isn't that bad.
Yeah, Clooney's a good Bruce Wayne, though. I like his Bruce Wayne.
He is a good Bruce Wayne. He's pretty solid as Bruce Wayne. More of that if we could have had it, but we did get a glimpse, and it wasn't good.
Oh, don't mention it.
I did the thing. What else did you watch?
What else did I watch? A couple of movies. So I mentioned this to you. We got Mickey 17 coming out in a few weeks from Bong Joon-ho, who is the director of the Oscar-winning Parasite, and Robert Pattinson's new flick with them in Mickey 17. So I wanted to go back and watch some more of Bong Joon-ho stuff, and I'd already seen Parasite and Snowpiercer. I like Parasite, but Snowpiercer is one of my faves. I really dig that movie.
Yeah.
And we talked about this a few weeks ago when we were talking about MCU actors not in the MCU and getting them away from those kinds of movies, and they can be real actors. So good seeing Chris Evans in Snowpiercer, which I love, and I actually tried watching the TV show.
Oh, is it bad?
It's not bad. Just
not good.
I don't know. It's not good. Yeah, it's not good either, but it's not bad. So I watched Snowpiercer. I watched Parasite again. Both amazing, great films. And then I wanted to go back and watch some more of Bong Joon-ho's earlier stuff. So I only got to one out of the three that I wanted to watch, and I watched I think they call it his second movie. So I watched Memories of Murder. It's about a serial killer and two cops trying to catch the serial killer, and they're not the smartest cops. And a kind of the big city cop comes down and tries to help them out in catching the serial killer. So it's very simple kind of story about trying to catch a serial killer. And I like this. The handful of foreign language movies that I've watched I can count on less than two hands for sure. So I don't know if I've ever watched I probably have just like a Jackie Chan movie, but I was trying to think like an Asian foreign language film. I usually watch I'm trying to think of like Girl with a Dragon Tattoo. Like that's the kind of one that I've really watched.
I thought you've seen The Raid.
Yeah, so is that I don't know if
Does The Raid count?
I guess so.
Yeah, it's a foreign language. I watch it with subtitles.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So I don't know. Okay, so that's a good maybe that's the point I was trying to make. It's a foreign language film that's not an action movie.
Oh, that's not okay.
It's not like a Jackie Chan.
I think I've seen more that are not action than those that are. For some when it's action, I prefer the dubbed versions.
Okay.
But non-action, I will watch it with the subtitles.
Sure. Yeah, so Memories of Murder is very good. And there's also a YouTube channel that I follow called Every Frame a Painting. I don't know if you've seen any from that, but one of their videos is about ensemble staging, and how if you have an ensemble cast, how do you frame them in a shot? Do you focus on one person's face and then you go to another person's face and then you go to another person's face, or you just pull back wide and let 4 or 5 characters sit in one scene doing their thing? And I watched the YouTube channel or the video a few weeks ago, and it got me wanting to watch more of Bong Joon-ho's movies, because one video basically focuses on Memories of a Murder and how do you stage an ensemble cast. So it's interesting focusing on something that you were being told about beforehand, saying like, oh, there's that shot that he's talking about that's so good, and there's that other shot that he's talking about that is so good. But then stripping that down from how well the shot or how well the movie is shot. It's incredibly funny, which I really enjoyed about a movie about a serial killer. I love and again, the ensemble cast is something that I really appreciated, having different kind of characters. You had 2 kind of idiot cops, and then you had one really smart cop, and then you had a girl cop kind of coming in every once in a while and telling them that they're all idiots, and this kind of thing. So it's a really fun movie for a lot of different reasons. The action is really fun when there is action. There's like 2 action scenes in the movie, but it's not like big stuff. It's like they're running around and then a couple karate kicks just for humor,
just for kicks.
just for kicks. It's not overly violent. You mostly get the bodies afterwards, and then you get into the more serious stuff with that. But it's quite a personal story as well. The one main character, Detective Park, who's the actor who's in basically every Bong Joon-ho movie. He's the dad in Parasite. He was the drug guy in Snowpiercer, with his girlfriend, who follow the train and they keep stealing all those. I forget what they're called or whatever. And he's in the next couple that I want to watch as well. So and aside from the most popular Bong Joon-ho movies, it's going to be fun after watching Memories of a Murder to go watch the stuff that you have to look on IMDb if you've ever to find out that they even exist. You mentioned this to me that he's not as popular. The movies that they've done aren't as popular as obviously the big Parasite that won an Oscar, and then Snowpiercer that has Chris Evans in it. So just going back and watching stuff that's not as popular and giving me something that is very different than what I usually watch when it comes to foreign language films. And, starting off with the serial killer movie, always a good time as well.
I like starting off with serial killer movies. It is the way to go. Phil says, showing my film snob cred, but Bong Joon-ho has yet to make a bad film, in my honest opinion.
Oh, there you go.
I've only watched Snowpiercer and Parasite, and both of those are pretty close to flawless. Actually, Parasite, I think I like it better than Snowpiercer, but that's not saying much because I love them both. It's just something about Parasite, maybe because it's more of a real world thing, kind of sticks with you.
Yeah.
Snowpiercer is sci-fi. It's not probable. It's a kill train, I suppose. But
it's interesting about that. Kill Train is about serial killers a killer being released on a train to fix the population. The idea of Snowpiercer is a falsely created revenge or overtaking of the train, so that they kill the population of the train.
It is a kill train, then. See,
it is a kill train,
it's like a circle.
Exactly. It is a kill train.
Yeah, there you go. I'm really excited for Mickey 17.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be one of the more fun movies we get this season. Plus, Robert Pattinson going off always looks like a good time.
Yeah, for sure. And one of the interesting things that after watching Parasite, Snowpiercer, and Memories of a Murder is realizing how much Bong Joon-ho deals with like the class of people. Like there's the snobs, the hot shots, and then there's the poor and the that in all three movies. exactly. And even in Memories of a Murder, it's the same way. Like the big city cop, and then the low, the two low cops, how differing they are, and how much they argue throughout the movie about what is the right way to do things and everything like that. So I like those themes that Bong Joon-ho seems to carry over to all of his films. How the poor are still people too. You don't have to be,
Well, that is a nice sentiment.
yeah, exactly. And he seems to be letting us know that all the time in all of his movies so far.
Phil says Parasite is my favorite until Mickey 17. Robert Pattinson doing everything but a Batman movie. Shots have been fired.
Have you seen Pattinson in like they did some, I think they released the movie in Asia already for Mickey 17, and it's been Robert's Pattinson and Mickey 17.
I wanted to ask you if you've been watching those. I love these clips of him just hanging out with Boom John. It
Yeah,
looks amazing.
so and Phil's mentioning this, doing everything but a Batman movie. He doesn't look anywhere close to being filming a Batman movie.
No,
He looks thinner now than he's ever looked before in his life.
I thought that was just me.
Yeah, no, it's not. He looks awful.
He looks the size he did as Edward Cullen, if not smaller.
That's right.
And not even like the Twilight movies where he was shirtless, like the first one.
Yeah.
When he was just a creepy, sick-looking guy.
Yeah.
Like, bro, you're supposed to be filming when?
Yeah. Start lifting some weights, bro.
Stop eating, trying spicy foods with Bong, and go get ready. What are you doing?
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh man, this guy's supposed to be our Batman.
Yeah, it's fun though. I love those clips. They look really fun. Also, it's kind of I don't picture Pattinson as being as friendly as he seems for some reason. I guess because when I think of Pattinson, I think like Good Time and Batman.
Sure.
He's not really friendly in either one of those.
No, he's not.
I don't know if I've seen him in a light role. Or does he have one? I mean, I guess Tenet. Tenet is lighter.
He's often smiling in that, mostly because
Tenet.
he knows what's going on more than
also he's
John David Washington.
He's basically Nolan's James Bond.
Yeah.
That's it. He's Nolan's James Bond. So yeah, he's a little happier in that. But other than that, he's usually mad, sad, or
Pattinson ever been happy before? Interesting.
Pattinson looks ready for a Twilight reunion, and Matt Reeves has a severe case of writer's block. Yeah, that guy, anytime the Penguin's mentioned, he pops up, but he didn't write it, he didn't direct it. What are you doing? Get to work.
Yeah.
Get to work. I'll get to work.
Yeah, so yeah, Mickey 17 I'm really excited for, because in from what I've seen from anything from Bong Joon-ho, aside from Snowpiercer, like this feels like it's completely out of left field, like very science fiction-y, which I'm excited for. I haven't seen The Host yet. That's going to be in the next on my list, so that's a little more science-y fiction-y, but like Mickey 17 seems like it's something completely different.
I think I'll look into The Host too. That's a monster like a creature feature, right?
Yep.
I like that sometimes. When they're destructive. I like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure how destructive it will be, but that's on my list this week. And the other one is Mother, that they did. It's more of a horror thriller, I think.
Is that the Jennifer Lawrence movie?
No, well, it is. They're both called Mother, but Jennifer Lawrence one has Mother with an exclamation point at the end of it.
Oh, okay.
This one is just Mother.
So one is yelling Mother.
That's right.
One is just quietly Mother.
Quiet Mother. Yeah, it's a mother desperately searches for the killer who framed her son for a girl's horrific murder. So,
which one is that? Is that Jennifer Lawrence or Bong's?
No, that's Bong's.
So Bong likes killing a lot of murder and horrible things.
That's right.
Which makes me wonder, what is Mickey 17 really going to be? I'm just curious.
Well, it's about Robert Pattinson dying 100 million times.
Yeah, over and over.
Exactly.
I'm sure there's a point where it's not funny anymore and it's just kind of like sad.
It'll be sad, 100%.
Yeah, sad Mickey, but looks good.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what I got this week, Chris. What do you got?
I have quite a few things, but I don't really want to talk about all of it because we've seen them all. But I've been on an MCU journey to get ready for Cap this week, and I decided I wanted to revisit the Cap-centric films, which not all of them are, but So I rewatched First Avenger, First Avenger, then I watched Avengers, then Winter Soldier, Age of Ultron, Civil War, Infinity Wars, and then tonight I might get to Endgame.
Mm.
I've just kind of been going through the MCU stuff, and it's been an interesting journey because there are things I didn't remember as well. And Phase One is pretty great. I think
Mhm.
people have got used to devaluing the MCU, is how I'll put it. And if it's not your cup of tea, that's perfectly fine. But Phase One was pretty strong. I think there's a lot of good stuff there, at least with Cap and Avengers. The way the characters are handled, the way the stories are handled, there's good stuff. And then like Winter Soldier, I think is probably the best MCU movie still.
Mhm.
It's really high on my list until we get X-Men, probably. Age of Ultron is an interesting one for me because it's aged so much better. I remember
Oh,
seeing
really?
it. Yeah, I remember when I watched that thing, I was like, okay, this is cool, but I hate Ultron. I hate his purpose. I didn't like it.
Mhm.
But watching it now, it's like, this is amazing.
Hmm.
I actually think I prefer it over Avengers 1.
Holy cow! That'll get you shot in the street, my
I
friend.
know, not allowed to say it. Not even allowed to talk about the MCU right now. And then Civil War was also better than I remembered, I think. And Infinity War is, I mean, immaculate. Good
That's the
stuff.
good one, yeah.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So that's been a fun journey, though. I've been enjoying that. And when you were talking about Tom Holland, that's what I was thinking. He is kind of dumb in those movies.
Mhm.
Even in Infinity War, he's used kind of like a gag. Like, hey,
Yeah.
Mr. Stark, you remember this movie? It's like,
Yep.
shut up.
I think an interesting way of doing it, how you're watching it, the character centric. That's an interesting idea.
Yeah, because I think if you want to do a full MCU rewatch, you can, of course, but I
Mhm.
hope you have the time for it.
Yeah.
I mean, this took me 6 different nights,
Yeah.
or 7. Yeah, 7. So it's a lot. But
Mhm.
also, I really just wanted to watch the Cap stuff. You know,
Mhm.
I'm not rewatching the TV series that I don't need. But after I watch Endgame, I'm good for the movie. So.
Nice.
And yeah, I'm with Phil. Age of Ultron is aging like the finest of wines.
Hmm.
If you haven't seen it in a while, I would recommend it. I think it hits better now, and it
Okay.
makes
Yeah,
more
we did.
sense when you have the full scope.
Yeah, we did a watch last year of some MCU stuff. All the big hitters,
Hmm.
the Galaxy. And with the big hitters, plus we did all the Guardians movies and the Black Panther ones. Um, I don't agree with your Age of Ultron take, but I agree
That's
with
fine.
the Civil War one. I think Civil War. And the more I watch that one, I find that one better. Even
I-
though the fighting is kind of nonsensical a little bit at the airport, but just for a grand old time.
Yeah, the airport. Like every time I watch, like I don't think we really needed this,
No.
but it is. I guess you can see the characters show off what they could do, and it's fun in that. It's just fun.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Exactly.
yeah, like I think mostly though, when you look back at Civil War, and maybe this is the problem with it, you just kind of think, oh, it's all the characters. You don't
Yes.
remember there is an actual story that mattered there,
Yep.
and the story is what makes it work. But so that's
Hmm.
been my MCU journey.
Nice.
The what was more important to me was I don't know if I ever mentioned these. Did I talk about the Three Musketeers movies?
You watched one of them a little while ago.
Okay, so I got to watch the second one.
Okay.
So the second one was not as good. I could see why they didn't follow up because there's a thread for a third one.
Mm-hmm.
It's not as it wasn't as good. It was all over the place. I don't think they really knew what they were doing. I think
Hmm.
maybe they should have just made one film and called it a day
Right.
instead of trying to make 2 movies out of one overly long story.
Mm-hmm.
It became way too it was just full of the political stuff, which is
Mm-hmm.
fine because the Musketeers are political.
Yeah.
But when you take away the fun of the Musketeer stuff, and that's all it is, it's not something I really want to watch. And I think audiences also kind of agreed with that based on the reviews I saw.
Mm.
So, Three Musketeers Part One, D'Artagnan, great time. Three Musketeers Part Two, Milady, not so great.
Okay.
But and then the thing is, you kind of have to watch them both to get the point of the first one, which
Mm.
sucks because you're
Yes.
forced to sit there.
Yes.
And it's also it's shorter than the first one, so that's a plus.
Hmm.
But it still should have just been one film.
Fair enough.
So that was disappointing. But I'm glad I finally got to watch it.
Hmm.
I did watch it dubbed, which I'm sure was a mistake.
Why?
Some of the voices are just odd, they're just odd. And
Just
you
too
could tell,
much.
yeah, and you could tell the translation was horrible when in the heavy dialogue scenes.
Yeah, right.
You could just tell, like, there's a lot more going on here, but I'm a dumb American, so I'm getting the most simplest version of what's going on. And that
Yeah,
may
I
have
get it.
contributed to it. I was thinking maybe I need to watch this in French.
Right.
Because the only one speaking is, naturally speaking, is Eva Green.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so there's that.
Mm-hmm.
And then we watched a Studio Ghibli movie, The Cat
Mm.
Returns, which was really fun. I hadn't heard of this one before, and we were just kind of scrolling like ones we hadn't seen, and
Mm.
this was one of them. It's essentially about a girl who saves a cat, and then a kingdom of cats try to force her to marry the prince of cats.
Beautiful.
Yeah, it's just fun. It's just fun stuff. It's cute. So that was a good time. We like these movies. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know the talent behind it until after I watched it. And I was reading the cast list. Anne Hathaway plays the main character.
No, so you got Tim Curry in there.
Yeah, Tim Curry's in it too.
Nice.
Carrie Ells is in it. A couple other people. Pretty cool.
Nice. Awesome.
Uh, and then lastly, this was a kind of a last minute addition to my watch list. Our friend Cookie Munster posted this. I think it was a review for a movie called Slay. I was like, well, what is that? And the review explains it as To Wong Fu meets From Dusk Till Dawn. So that caught my interest. Like, well, I do like Tu Wong Fu, and of course, like From Dusk Till Dawn. What does that
Mm-hmm.
look like when you put them together? That is Slay. It is. It's about a group of drag queens who book the wrong venue and end up like in the middle of nowhere at this kind of country bar, is what we'll call it.
All right.
and and things happen and it gets infested with vampires, so it's them teaming up with certain members of this bar versus vampires trying to kill them all. And what follows is just it's just fun. It's
That
got
sounds
some
like a great
laughs.
time.
Yeah, it's got some laughs. It's got some fun vampire stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's only I think it's like a 90-minute movie, maybe a little bit
Mm-hmm.
longer. It had ads because it was on Tubi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just kind of a fun movie to watch. I don't think it's something I'll revisit, but it's fun.
That's okay.
I
Glad to be
think
fun.
yeah, it was entertaining to watch. I think on a scale of like Children of the Night to Interview with a Vampire, it's somewhere in the middle.
That's fair.
Yeah, that's the vampire movie scale we're gonna use.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Yeah, I think you might get a kick out of it. I don't know.
Vampires
I
are
like the
always fun.
characters.
Mhm.
The characters were good.
What kind of vampires we talking? Monsters?
No, just
Mm,
people
straight
with
up.
fangs.
Nothing wrong
Yeah,
with
they
that.
got kind of monstrous as it went on, but not like full on creatures or anything like that.
Mm,
They
okay.
look. It was kind of like From Dusk Till Dawn, actually, in a way, but not full on
Mhm.
creature because those did look
Right.
more like creatures.
Yeah, they
But
had
some,
the multiple teeth and the multiple fangs
yeah, the
and
shark teeth
noses and
and
yeah,
the giant forehead protrude, all that.
yeah.
No, it doesn't really do
Okay.
that, but they do change a little bit. They look kind of like Buffy vampires at some point.
Okay.
Yeah, it was a fun movie. I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Yeah. Also, I didn't know Tubi had so many horror movies, especially vampire movies.
Oh boy.
There's a lot of crap on there, like a lot. Like that's how I remember Children of the Night. I was scrolling like, well, what else is on here? And I saw that I was like, oh no,
Or they just B movies?
a lot of B movies.
Yeah. Okay.
All the wonderful B movies. But also they have a lot of like good stuff too on there.
Mhm.
I didn't know Tubi had so many things to watch.
Interesting.
Yeah, I might check it out some more later. But those are my
Sweet.
watches.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a big mix of stuff. in
Oh, yeah,
between playing Midnight Suns.
yeah, that's where my going to as well. Playing a lot of video games and not reading comics apparently. So
Video games are more interactive. I have no issue with that. Blade is my best friend. So
yeah, that's right. All right, Chris. Let's talk a little bit about some movie trailers. Obviously, we've got the Super Bowl on right now, so that means that studio spends millions of dollars, so people will hopefully watch their movie trailer and then go see the movie. So we had 2 full trailers released last week for Fantastic Four, Jurassic World. We had a new Thunderbolts trailer today. We had some 30-second spots for Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, for Final Reckoning, sorry, and How to Train Your Dragon, the live action remake. Chris, maybe you want to talk about maybe stuff from last week, kind of the preemptive, Jurassic World Rebirth. Yeah. How'd you feel about that Jurassic World Rebirth trailer? Quite, I don't know, different to you, or the same, or different? What do you think?
you know that Seinfeld gif of George Costanza? I'm down. I'm totally down.
I'm down.
I'm totally down. That's how I feel about that trailer.
Okay.
To me, it reminds me of the first movie, which I've seen a lot of people say. I think we're
Really?
all on the same page with it. There's something about it. It doesn't look, and don't get me wrong, because I would say I love most of these films. The only ones I don't really love would be Fallen Kingdom, which I could still watch and enjoy. And I actually don't love Lost World.
That's fair.
But this it doesn't have that like adventure family feeling,
Right.
like all the sequels have had.
Right.
This feels more like these dinosaurs are going to kill them. So there's an automatic sense of dread attached to it. Not like a horror movie, but it just seems more intense from the get-go. So I like that. I love the concept that they're not actually there to do anything to help dinosaurs. They're not there to study them. They're not there to save a kid who got lost with a raptor.
Yep.
They are there for a whole different purpose. I like that. I really like the idea that these are dinosaurs they got left behind because they were too dangerous and they're mutated.
Right.
I just love mutants, of course. And that look we get of that mutant dinosaur looks badass. Reminds me of Alien, which I think is
yeah, like Resurrection, like the final one, or
no, I mean actual Alien, like a xenomorph.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yeah.
And also the way it's presented reminds me of the way that they look in it, like the way they're presented. So yeah, really big on this trailer. What about you?
Yeah, so I am a fan of basically all the Jurassic Park World movies. If you had to rank my least favorite, it'd be number 3 and Dominion. Which Dominion is probably at the very bottom. I never thought about the lack of family dynamic, I suppose, to it, because that has been in, obviously every single one, with Lex and Tim in the first one, and the Jeff Goldblum's daughter in the second one, and then the kid who goes on a paragliding whatever and gets dropped down there, and then the little girl in the Jurassic World ones and the kids. So yeah, I never thought about that idea. For me, with this, I feel the same way about Jurassic Park World movies now, with the new age of these movies, that you do with like King Kong and Godzilla. Just give me the monsters.
Okay.
Yeah, just give me some awesome dinosaurs doing some wicked stuff with some good visuals. That's where I land right now with the Jurassic World movies. I found that the Jurassic Park movies were had a little bit more to them aside from just the dinosaurs. But these ones now, like, and specifically after Dominion, where they tried to do the nostalgia thing with the old cast, just give me some awesome dinosaurs, give me the mutants, give me everything. Give it to me all, and give me some awesome action with Scarlett Johansson and Mahershala Ali. I'm down. I could just give me the good stuff. I'm ready for it. So the trailer wasn't, it was okay to me, but I like the look of, like, they showed a lot.
They did
dinosaurs.
a lot of dinosaurs.
Like, a lot of friggin' dinosaurs.
They're always attacking.
Yeah, yeah. They're not roaming or having.
Even the pterodactyls, they weren't just
Yeah,
flying peacefully.
yeah, yeah. So I was digging that, seeing all the different kinds of dinosaurs, and obviously get the tease of the raptor and the T Rex, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a big bombastic kind of Jurassic World movie. Um, yeah,
Did
I'm ready
did
for
you
it.
see there was a blurb from, I don't know where it was. It was one of the interviews from I think a magazine. The director or the writer said there was a version of the script where nobody survived.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, and that's another thing that worked in the first one. There were stakes and people died.
Yeah,
Or in Dominion, or even the last, just all the sequel, or not sequel, but the World
yeah,
trilogy. I don't
yeah.
really remember any significant deaths.
Right.
Whereas, like, you think Jurassic Park 1, okay, well, Samuel L. Jackson's dead, Needry's dead,
Yeah.
the guy on the toilet's dead.
Toilet boy. Yep.
There's a lot of,
Yep.
oh, even the random Australian,
Yeah, the raptor wrangler.
yeah, Crocodile Dundee is a raptor wrangler. He's
That's right.
dead.
Yep.
And then you go any other sequel, there's not a lot of death.
Right.
So this, I think, is going to bring that back. Also, I'm with Phil. ScarJo versus Dinos, and upset, especially if she becomes one at the end, which I'm
That's
kind
the
of
hope.
hoping.
Yeah, that's the
Mhm.
hope, right?
That ponytail dinosaur pick, I want that to be real.
So funny.
I
So
love
funny.
it. I think when I posted, people think I'm making fun of the movie, but I'm not. I'm excited to see the movie. I
You
just think
want
that's
that to
funny.
happen.
Yeah, I think it'd be so fitting to hear that thing. Like, here's ScarJo's voice come out of that thing.
Yeah.
And I also agree, it should not be hard to make a Jurassic Park movie.
Hmm.
It's dinosaurs versus. It's not difficult, guys.
Hmm.
Don't complicate
I
it.
agree. Yep.
Some concepts are just simple. But yeah, I'm excited for this.
Nice. And then we got the big lead up to the Fantastic Four, which there was TV shows and there was countdowns and this, that, and the other thing, and there's been a lot of talk about this one. Obviously, well, I guess both of them, Jurassic World and Fantastic Four and Superman, all come out in the same month in July.
Mhm.
So there's a lot of inherent and obvious kind of comparisons that are happening, but a lot like Jurassic World, we get shown. I think we get shown a lot of stuff in this trailer. We get most of the characters doing their thing aside from Reed, which I was kind of surprised about. You don't see too much of him using his powers, but we
Yeah.
see a bit of Galactus, and we see the world that they're living in. And in the other side, we don't see Silver Surfer yet, and we don't see Reed. But yeah, what'd you think of kind of our first look where at a movie that for a lot of people at the time, for me, sure, Fantastic Four, whatever. But then seeing it now, getting the visual style, seeing the characters doing their thing. How you feeling about it?
I was with you. I was like, oh, okay, Fantastic Four, that's cool. I'll probably watch it. And then, like the cast came out. I don't think either of us were really enthusiastic about the cast. I like Vanessa Kirby. I do
Yep.
like Pedro Pascal, just not as Reed, or
Yep.
we'll see.
Yep.
But this trailer really, it worked for me. I like seeing the vibe. I like seeing how it all comes together. I
Hmm.
think the CGI looks fantastic so far. Not to use a pun, but like the
Say that
thing.
again.
We don't talk about that. We do not talk about that movie unless you want to. The thing looks really, really good,
Hmm.
and I don't think. Ironically, the only bad thing, we've only had a couple of them on screen, but the worst one was in the Josh Trank one where we had all the technology and he
Hmm.
looked terrible. You
Yeah.
go back to like the Tim Story films, the two of those, he looked really good for what it was.
Hmm.
I think this one looks even better. He looks like he just jumped out of a comic book.
Right.
And I like the brow. That was a nice touch. And the fact that he's practical and CGI is amazing.
Yeah. Weird mix, eh?
Yeah, but it seems to be working. Also, we got a
Mm.
robot now. Herbie's there.
Maybe, yeah.
I'm pretty impressed with it though. It has really jumped up on my anticipation chart.
Hmm.
I think I'm excited for this as I am Superman.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm impressed with it. I do wish we would have got to see Reed. That
Yeah.
I
Why do
think
you
is
why do you think that is? Do you think it wasn't ready yet?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's the trickiest effect in the movie if I had to
Hmm.
guess. Because like turn a
Yeah.
guy into fire, we've seen it. A big
Sure.
rock man, we could see it.
Yeah.
Sue becoming kind of invisible, that's not hard.
Yeah.
Phil says, "Here's the thing: I was not hyped for Fantastic Four until I saw that trailer." Cosign. That's how I feel too. Now I am hyped. Also, I don't think have they said Galactus is the main villain?
I don't. I thought. I have no idea.
Okay,
I don't know.
I don't know
just
either.
they showed him kind of looming over the city. I assume it's just kind of he's the main villain.
And he's not a cloud.
Yeah.
So I like it though. I'm in for the trailer.
I just like one of the things I did like about the trailer, but just the visuals.
Mm-hmm.
The suits I think look great on screen. You know, just I think the blue and the white just they stand out so good, and I think it's going to really translate throughout the movie, and coming forward as we see them going into Secret Wars, Doomsday, or wherever they're going after this. I think those suits will really carry over and really will distinguish them away from other MCU characters, because I hope they don't get like the MCU treatment with their suits. I hope that suit, like the suit that they have, kind of sticks with them, because I really enjoy how it looks on screen for all the characters. So the visuals is just the big thing for me that stood out from the trailer, and like they're not giving us what I appear maybe will briefly in a couple flashback things, but like it's not a beat for beat for their origin story, at least in the trailer.
I don't think there is an origin story in it.
Yeah,
at least that's what I heard.
Yeah,
I wouldn't mind if they have them, because I don't really know. I guess we could just go by what we saw in the other movies. It's probably the same thing, but I wouldn't mind if they spend like a couple of minutes on it.
I assume it'll just be I don't know. Origin stories seem to be on the way of the dodo at the time, but I think for a lot of people, as popular as the Fantastic Four are, and that even though there have been 3 other movies, I still do feel like they're a more of an unknown. Not sure if you agree with that or not, but
yeah, no, I do actually, because like reading the book and stuff, there's stuff I didn't understand or I didn't know about them, and I think the movies have not got that across. Now you could watch the original from the 90s if you could pick it up.
Yeah,
that's a special kind of shit. But it was never meant to be released anyway. So, but yeah, good times.
And the other big one that was released just today was the Thunderbolts trailer. I'll start by saying I think the movie will probably be fine. I don't know why this trailer looked visually so bad to me, though. We just talked about how the Fantastic Four one, like how visually striking that one is. I thought that the trailer for Thunderbolts visually looked very dull. In saying that, the characters look like a lot of fun. David Harbour looks like a great time. Elena looks really good. Florence Pugh. And John Walker looks, I think he might be my most interested character in the movie. See what happens with him and U.S. Agent and Captain America, all that kind of stuff. But visually, just something about this trailer just did not look good to me. Grays and dulls, no color. Just kind of a comparison to the other Marvel movie where we just got a trailer of it last week. But I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm not overly excited for the movie, but I think just based on the characters, I think that'll be a huge selling feature for me. Having all these characters together and having David Harbour being a wise ass sounds good enough for me. What do you think?
I thought the other trailer was fine, but this one is a lot better. I like this trailer. I actually like that it's colorless and kind of I don't want to say it's dull looking, but it doesn't pop or anything. I kind of like that. I'm with you. I like David Harbour as the Red Guardian. Morgan Elena is always good. I love the look for Taskmaster. That updated look looks so good. I still don't like the way they handle Taskmaster, but it is what it is. I'm very excited for U.S. Agent. I am not excited to see more of Julia Louis-Dreyfus's character.
Yeah.
That is the worst character in the MCU, in my opinion, and they've had some crap. I really believe she is the worst cast character and worst handled. So that was like an immediate eyesore for me, but I got over it quickly. We could see Avengers Tower back. That's cool.
Yeah, it looks different. What's happening there?
I guess now that she bought it, it's Thunderbolt's Tower.
Oh, I see.
I guess maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but I'm happy with the trailer. I'm actually much more optimistic about it now than I was, and I love the Wheaties box poster. That's really neat.
Yeah, the marketing seems to be turning up a little bit and getting a little, um, different and
It's a little more
using the
fun.
imagination. Yeah, yeah.
I kind of wrote this off as it was going to be the Suicide Squad for Marvel, but it kind of looks like it could be more than that.
Hmm.
So they got my interest now.
Okay. Fair enough. A couple smaller ones that were released as well. We had the Mission Impossible Final Reckoning, How to Train Your Dragon. Was that the other one? Was that the
Yeah,
only ones that I
there's
said?
those two.
Yeah. So like, we're getting the full trailer for How to Train Your Dragon on Wednesday. How do you feel about this one? From what I understand, or think what I've read a while ago, it's basically shot for shot
It is.
remake. How do you feel about those in relation to even this movie? Because for me, I love the animated version. I love that movie.
Me too.
That's really really good.
I think the
What do you
animated
think?
version is amazing. So if
Hmm.
they're doing shot for shot with live action, I'm sure I'll love this one too. I don't
Okay.
think when you do these remakes, I don't think you need to really add something to it. You're just
Hmm.
giving a different perspective on it. That's kind of the way I look at it.
Hmm.
Like the Lilo and Stitch one, it didn't really have a trailer. It had like a thing.
Yeah, Stitch was running around in the field.
Yeah, Stitch is my spirit animal, so I'm really excited for that movie.
Yeah.
But that's another case of if they're just going to do shot for shot, I'm fine with that because it's just a different perspective, and it doesn't. It's
Hmm.
not like it takes away the original version anyway.
Right.
If the live action one sucks, we could always watch the animated one we both love.
Hmm.
But I am impressed with how like Toothless looks and a
Yes.
few other things.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to too. Is the dragons and even the big one
Yeah,
that eventually we're going to get to. And I like that Gerard Butler's playing what's his name?
the father. Yeah,
Stoic. Yeah,
that's
Stoic.
really
So that's
nice.
kind of cool. Yeah, so it'll just be kind of cool the visuals,
Hmm.
how they translate the Viking visuals over and the dragons and that kind of stuff.
And I feel like more of the heart of the animated one will be present here because it's live action. It's easier to connect.
Okay.
Because the first one has a lot of heart. I think this one that
Hmm.
the live action will too.
And then the Final Reckoning, Tom Cruise. Is it the Final Reckoning, Chris? What do you think?
It's probably not. Like they can say it
You have to
is.
wait, but you have to wait and see.
Yeah, I will. But I feel like at the end of the movie, he's gonna pull off his face, and it's been like John Voight the whole time. And the real
Yeah,
Ethan Hunt is like in Egypt fighting the mummy still.
yeah, that's right.
It'd be something like that. Sure looks cool though. I mean, for me, these movies bleed together so much,
They really do now. Yeah.
and that's why I'm gonna do that rewatch. Like I already started the rewatch. I'm gonna continue it throughout the year
Hmm.
because
Hmm.
I'd like to be able to distinguish them a little bit better, but
Yes.
they're just like one nacho.
I've tried. Like I after each rewatch, I still like, okay, which one's the one where he's on the building? Is that Rogue Nation? And then which one's the one
I
where
think that's
he goes in the
Ghost
water?
Protocol.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
that's
Ghost.
Ghost
Yeah,
Protocol.
yeah. So I agree with you that they all blend together. Tom Cruise has looked the same for the last 20 years. That doesn't help. Um,
Whatever like skin juice they've got him on for these movies works because when you see him not in the movies now, it's like, holy
yeah,
hell, who is that?
yeah.
Is
He's
he
got
wearing a
really good,
mask in the movie?
good. That's right. It's good, really good lighting.
Great
Um,
lighting and makeup.
yeah, so I'm excited for it as well. The trailer I think it looks really good. But Chris, and you mentioned it a couple times to me. All these big trailers and everything. You're seeing the movies anyway. But I guess maybe the trailer does it put you in a different mindset going into the movie. Like if you hadn't seen a Fantastic Four trailer, you're down on the movie a little bit based on what you know from the past. Now you've seen a good trailer and now you feel a little bit better. So I guess that's the point. So you are already going to see these movies anyways. You've seen some trailers so far and now you're going in with a different mindset and maybe you'll leave the movie in a different mindset, I suppose.
Maybe. I think that's the point of a trailer though, because Fantastic Four I think is a great example for both of us. Because I know you weren't big on it either.
Yeah.
But the trailer it shows you what you need to see, and it's like, oh, okay, this does look okay. It
Hmm.
does look decent. Or
Hmm.
you could get something like I'm trying to think of a bad trailer recently. I don't want to keep hitting the certain one I want to bring up.
Do it.
Well, Wolfman looked bad from day one.
Day one.
Day one, that looked like a bomb. And I tried to say, well, maybe I try to say maybe it'll be better. Maybe it won't be that bad. Optimism, and then no, it was that bad. Maybe worse. So I think a trailer is necessary to either change your mind or get you that little bit of a push to watch the movie, for better or for worse.
Yeah, fair enough. I like watching trailers. I've always liked watching them just for fun. I definitely don't like being spoiled too much in trailers. So you watch one, maybe you watch one more, but then that last one, that's always the worst one to watch.
I think I'm
always give
actually
something away.
For the three big ones we've talked about. I don't need more trailers.
Yeah, I would agree.
I don't even need another one for Superman, to be honest. I'm good with what I got.
Yeah, well, July's not that far away now, so it's gonna be here before we know it.
It'll fly by.
It'll fly by.
With crypto?
I was trying to think if there was a Jurassic Park reference you could use there, or a Fantastic Four one.
T-Rex spy?
Yeah. Herbie along, like
Herbie along, July.
Herbie along till July. Yeah.
Just Herbie it out.
Yeah.
Fantastic journey.
Yeah, it certainly is fun having all these trailers come out in a short succession, though. Like, just for us in the geek world, if you just to get excited about things is, damn, it's fun. And hopefully people found some enjoyment in these trailers, and we're gonna get more trailers, and hopefully people like those ones too. So, yeah. Anything else you want to chat about, Chris?
No, I think we're gonna have a fun week of stuff to talk about. We got Paddington, which everybody should go see because
obviously
looks wonderful. Cap is also this week if you want to see that.
I guess
if you're going to see that. I got tickets for both, so I'm good. No, I'm looking forward to next week, though. I think we got a lot of stuff coming.
Sweet. Well, hit us up with plugs. Where can people find you?
You guys can follow me on Twitter at thatchris70. You could also follow the podcast I do with my buddies Phil Walsh and Anthony Crusoe over at DC Unlimited Pod. And as always, I would love it if you would follow us on Twitter at G of the Geeks, which you could do here now. Oh, Emmett is gone. I'm sorry. Hold on. There we go.
Hey, look at that thing.
That was going to be fancier, but I didn't realize it was going to cover you. Oh, Emmett's better with the rest of the plugs. So take over.
You guys can follow me everywhere at Emmet Davis 7. Gathering of the Geeks is available on YouTube and wherever you get your fine podcasts. All you have to do is type in Gathering of the Geeks and you will find us right there. In saying all that, Phil, thanks so much for checking us out on this fine Super Bowl Sunday. We appreciate you as always. So in saying all that, for Chris and I'm Emmet, and we gather on Sundays.
End of recording. I forgot what I said. Goodbye.